So hello everybody and welcome to today's video. It's the 31st of December and so I'm sitting here with my journal and I wanted to take you along while reflecting the past year and also sharing my plans for the new year, especially concerning this channel. But I'm also gonna share some of my personal goals or thoughts. But first, before we start, I do want to say that you do not need to do anything. Do not need to have New Year's resolutions or anything like that. But one thing I think that is always helpful is digital organizing. I organize my files and my stuff by year, and so it definitely makes sense to do that at the end of the year. So I can just encourage you, if you organize by year or also if you don't organize by year, I do think it makes sense to take this time, if you have a bit of time, to just delete some bad pictures, bring some organization into your photos and screenshots and downloads. And I'm gonna link you a video up here where I talk specifically about digital decluttering. But today we want to do the more interesting stuff, so I'm gonna reflect on my year. And now I just realized that I need my other journal. Let me go grab the one that I wrote in a year ago, because I think that's an important entry. What I'm gonna do now is just search for the entry a year ago to just get a picture of where I was at, what I planned for this year. That will help me reflect on what I actually achieved, what I did. And I remember now, I really try to not set too strict goals, because I just came out of my studies, which made me very stressed for a long time. And so I just wanted to let it flow a bit more and not really set number goals or anything like that. But now I'm just going to reflect a bit on this year, and for that I want to share some journaling prompts with you. So one thing I like to do is just write down major milestones or things that have happened that year, because now they're of course very present, but in a few years that could change. So I want to be sure to have the highlights written down out of the perspective of now, to later also look at it. And with that, I also want to write down, what am I proud of? What are things that I think went well, where I have grown a lot and achieved something, or just learned more about myself or the world or a certain subject. I also ask myself, what made me happy last year? And that absolutely does not have to be big things, a lot of money or a huge trip, but also which ones were the moments I felt really good in. While spending time in nature is a big one for me, or just sleep as much as I needed, or while reading a book, while enjoying sunshine. Also these really small things, because these are the things that we can sometimes have a huge influence on in our coming years. So that is important to know, to make sure that we can implement more of these things next year. But of course, it's also important to write down the things that made me unhappy. Which were the situations where I was really stressed? What tasks are things that I really just don't like doing? Which are situations I feel really bad in? And then when I'm done with that part of journaling, I of course also want to kind of set intentions for next year. I purposely don't really set specific goals at that point in time, because I know very well what I'm going for, but I don't think that goals or set numbers or deadlines really help me with these things. They can of course make sense in certain areas of your life, in certain seasons of your life, or depending on what you're trying to achieve. But for me right now, I don't think they add value. And then of course, following the rules of minimalism, I don't need things that do not add value. So what I want to know and set intentions for next year is, what do I want to do more of? And especially here, I want to write down things from the past year that have made me happy, but also maybe things that I just always wanted to do but haven't really came around. One thing that I really would like to do is go swimming in a lake during winter. So I absolutely avoid cold showers, but I think if it's outside in a lake, it could be so beautiful. So that's something I'd like to try. So writing down things that I want to do more of next year, to just make sure that I actually know what makes me happy, and that I actually see that I can do my part in trying to live a more happy everyday life. And then the next thing is also, what do I want to let go of? What are things that made me unhappy last year? What are just thoughts, maybe mindsets, habits that I want to let go of? Because that, I think, is very important as well. But I just want to write it down to set it as an intention to see where I'm at. But in general, I'm pretty happy with my life, so I do not really see the need to push myself a lot when it comes to these things, but it's more so just things I want to do a little bit less of. And then, of course, another thing I'd like to do is ask myself, what do I need to adjust? And that's more so organization-wise, or just habits or time planning wise. And I do want to share a big change that's going to happen with this channel that I need to adjust for this year, but I'm going to share that a bit later. So I promised to tell you a bit more about like my specific thoughts and my intentions for this new year, and also talk about what that means for this YouTube channel. So last year I set the biggest intention for myself to just find a balance and find kind of an everyday life that works for me, that makes me happy on an everyday basis, because I knew most of 2021, I didn't know all of 2021, would still be spent during a pandemic, and we would still not be able to travel as much and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I have a really good foundation of an everyday life that makes me happy. 2021 was kind of the first year of like being self-employed and just like really being grown up kind of, and having to make all the decisions on my own and being responsible for everything kind of, because before I could blame university for stress and things like that, but now I am responsible. So what this means for this year is 3 things. One, I do want to balance like work and life still a little bit better. I think I am doing okay, but like many other self-employed people, I still feel like I don't really have a weekend once a week, and that is definitely something I want to have. Like, no matter how my business is doing, I deserve to have like 1 or 2 free days a week. Then the other thing when it comes to balance is this knitting business that I'm starting, and that I'm just doing to have a bit more balance when it comes to the work I'm doing. I feel like my work on this YouTube channel and on my business usually is very, very thinking heavy. So I do want to start this knitting business just to have something else, to do something with my hands, to create something in a different way. Like, it follows a different logic. Creating videos and creating a knit piece is really different, even though both is really creative. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that will bring a little bit more balance into my like work hours, but also into my income, hopefully. And then one thing with taking on this knitting business is that I just have decided to reduce the videos that I put out each week. I'm committing to 1 video a week every Thursday. And sometimes I'll also upload videos on Monday. Like this Monday right now, I wanted to get this video out right at the start of the year. I hope you're not too sad. And I'm still debating on opening up a vlogging channel, because vlogs do not do that well on this channel until now, but I really enjoy creating them. I don't know if you've realized, but during the past year, I've really started making a bigger effort in creating these videos, and it has taken more and more time. So I just now realize that I just don't have the capacity to create 2 really good videos a week. And so I'll try to stick to 1. I'm of course a bit afraid that it will ruin my views and my income. And it's especially scary because I've never uploaded just 1 video a week. But I think it's the best thing for the future, to make this business sustainable, to not burn myself out, to make sure that maybe the individual videos can be even better, which will help my channel overall. And then I also have some smaller and maybe also more personal goals that more so look like the typical New Year's resolution to you, maybe, that I wanted to share with you, that I really want to focus on this year. So a big one is spending time in nature, and that's what I wanted to do for 2021 too. But I just realized that it makes me so happy to spend time in nature that I also want to set that intention for 2022 and possibly also try to explore a bit more. Maybe traveling is possible. That would really make me happy, and or I feel comfortable with traveling more. Or at least I want to explore maybe the surrounding areas a bit more. Another thing that you can maybe especially understand if you have watched my video where I explained why I do not want to be an extreme minimalist anymore, I will link it up here for you if you want to check it out. But that other thing is that I really want to stop focusing so much on like rational decisions when it comes to minimalism. I think I've learned a lot. I've analyzed my buying habits, I've analyzed how I work when it comes to declutter stuff, how I am attached to things, and when it's possible to let go. And so I think it's just time for me to embrace my feelings a bit more when it comes to that. It's just time to kind of let go and allow myself to maybe sometimes have more things, declutter things that I'm not sure of, but just not overanalyze it that much. I think I've thought enough about it. I think I can just kind of let go as long as it doesn't like lead into a lot of consumption. I still, of course, want to be very intentional and sustainable when it comes to inviting new things into my home. But I think it's okay to be a bit less analytical and strategic about it and just follow my feelings. So the sun is about to set, but I still have 2 more things that I want to share with you that I want to like put more focus on in 2022. And one of these things is actually maybe a bit personal, but I think it's a really, really important one, and a lot of us should think about that. And that is set like more clear boundaries. And that both goes for my personal life as well as online. I usually allow like 100% of the comments below my videos. You can of course always criticize me and suggest things that I should do and change and things like that. But during the past year, there have been a few people where it just wasn't constructive criticism anymore. As well as in my personal life, I just had a few people that kind of didn't give me anything, but just took energy. And it is not really like close people, because there I think it makes sense to invest a lot of energy in these friendships or relationships. But it's more so people that I've just like talked a bit and I thought like, let's be nice, let's try it again and again and again. But I realized that maybe I should just set more boundaries. And I think I'm good when it comes to setting boundaries, but only with certain people in certain situations at certain points in time. And I think I need to be better. And I am a bit of a people pleaser, I think, and I try to like make it okay for everybody. It really hurts me if I have a fight with somebody or if I think that they are upset about me or anything like that. But I think for my own safety and sanity, it's important to just set very, very clear boundaries, online and offline as well. And that's just something I want to work on. And then the last thing is a lot more fun, and that is that I really want to learn how to vlog. I don't know if you know, but I started vlogging recently, and I'm gonna link you up here the playlist of all the vlogs I've done so far. And I try to also implement a bit more of like vlogging qualities in all of my videos or in most of my videos, but I really want to learn to vlog. But I want to learn how to make really, really good vlogs that are entertaining but also informational and inspiring, and just kind of give value but with a more entertaining way of making the videos. Maybe let me know down below in the comments what your favorite vlogging channels are, so I can check them out and see what kind of styles you like, what kind of videos you like. That would really help me too. And I hope you're excited for that as well. And of course, making only 1 to 2 videos a week really gives me the opportunity to invest more time, which also makes vlogs a lot more possible because they do take more time to film and more time to edit. But it's something I'd really like to do and which will make me more more proud of my videos, and also maybe make me watch my videos again after I've published them, because until now I don't do that often. Oh, and one last thing, I do want to have time to work on my book in 2022, and that's hopefully something that's also possible with uploading a bit less videos on this channel, just to give me the time to work in the background, to like do the things that are not just important to get up the videos, but to also like build this business in a sustainable way and in a way that makes me happy and that makes it possible for me to continue for many years. And now I really recommend you check out this video right here. It's a summary and kind of my thoughts on the first year, now over a year, of being a full-time YouTube content creator. And if you like this video right here, I think you will really enjoy this one too. So I hope to see you right there. Bye!